Hello and welcome to the sideboard here at the StarCityGames.com Open featuring the Invitational at Richmond, Virginia. I'm Ken Crocker here with our Players Champion from 2014, Brad Nelson. How you doing, Brad?
Pretty good. What's up, new guy?
Hey, what's going on? Already giving me trash. All right, well, we're here to talk about your deck that you're playing for Standard at the Invitational. You're playing Jeskai tokens.
Yep.
So why did you choose Jeskai tokens for this event?
It's the deck I kind of latched onto right when I started playing the format. Anticipate looked really good in the deck because you can not only use it as additional triggers, so you can like guarantee multiple triggers once Ascendancy is in play, but it lets you find Treasure Cruises and Ascendancies, and the deck likes to transitional sideboard. So I thought that would be cool, like a card that can bridge the gap. So it's one of the first decks I started working on.
So it seems like you went askew from the traditional builds with a lot more burn this time. Is that really the case? Why are we using so much burn here?
I thought other people would be playing Jeskai too, and I wanted a game one to beat the hyper aggressive red decks, to have answers to Mantis Rider. I thought Abzan would be played, but not in high numbers. Like, I'm not actually that afraid of Rhinos. I'm more afraid of like Whispered Elementals and Atarkas than I am Rhinos at this tournament. So I just wanted a list that's pretty low to the ground in game one and can potentially burn them out, but that's not the real reason. Like, I just don't want to die to Mantis Riders and other Rabble Masters and things like that.
Okay, well, some of the token makers you have, they've stayed pretty much stock the same, but we have new token makers in Dragons of Tarkir.
Are there?
So,
I didn't see any of them.
Why are you not playing Dragon Fodder?
Because it's sorcery speed. It does make your Stokes better independently, but it's sorcery speed. It's the same creature type as Hordling Outburst, so you're like setting yourself up for more Bioblights, more Drown in Sorrows by having 2 sorcery speed token generators. And I'm not playing Secure the Waste because it's good in a situation where you have a lot of mana and your opponent is saying go with no board. Outside of that, like, you don't really get to that game that often. Like, I don't want to put that many lands into play for Ascendancy, so I can like loot more times, like draw more spells, and it's just a lot of more 1/1s. Like, I'm not even playing the full 4 Razy Alarms.
Sure. You're also not playing Soulfire Grandmaster, and you instead...
Well, I have one.
Oh, you have one?
Yes.
Just the one? Just
yeah,
the spicy one?
It was sneaking there.
You sneak it in on the deck list?
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of the transitional sideboard that you had mentioned, you have a nice spicy one in the sideboard.
Yeah.
You have a 3 of Dragonlord Ujitai, or Ojitai.
Yeah.
What is that there for?
It's like when it got spoiled, I was like, this card's probably good, and I should, as a Magic player, it's really funny that we've all been playing this game for so long, and we still just can't evaluate Magic cards. It's like impossible to like get them all right. And that card, I'm like, that might be good. And then I played with it, I'm like, oh, this is just a hexproof flying dragon that draws me cards and has the power equal to its toughness. Like, it's great. And the reason it's in the board is because people are going to be bringing in like Dromoka's commands and erases and glares, ways to kill my Ascendancy, ways to get rid of my creatures on the ground. And some matchups, it's really tough to actually win games with that. So like before they ran Chandras, Outpost Sieges, Sarkans, Elspeths, like some way to go over the top. Well, this is the perfect card because it can't die on their turn unless they mass removal it. And if they're like, okay, I'll just hold my removal spell for it when he attacks, and you just put an Ascendancy in play, and you just attack them, you're just like threatening to untap it at any time. So it works really well with Ascendancy. And I've heard stories, but in testing, this card isn't just unbelievable, it's unbeatable. I have not lost a game where I cast an Ojitai in this format yet.
So you're saying that when it came out, you, including you viewers at home, couldn't actually evaluate it, but now it's just unbeatable.
Well, I mean, some people did, right? Like, I saw it on Star City Games for $6 right when it came out, and I was like, I should maybe buy that. And then the next day they're sold out. And I was like, oh, this is just Bonfire all over again. Where I'm like, I should probably buy a lot of Bonfires at like $4. And then like a week later, they're 20. And I think Ojitai is the same way because Hexproof is actually just an unfair ability, but Wizards loves making cards that you can easily win games, and when they make those cards, I'm going to play them.
So you chose this deck because of what you thought you'd see at the field. What else did you think you would see at the field? You said Abzan, but what about in the mirror? But anything else you were prepared for? Is that why you chose this deck?
Mono red, other mid-range decks, control strategies. I made a last-minute decision to cut a 3rd negate from my control matchups for an erase because I got the spook that other people are playing this deck, which they are, so I'm really happy that I have the erase. But yeah, I was super prepared for control matchups and aggressive matchups. Like, I thought the format would get more polarizing with control decks and aggressive decks and other Jeskai decks and less Abzan decks, for the fact that like the set looks like a 2-color set, like more 2-color decks. Green-red aggro is showing up, and some devotion decks are showing up. And so I wasn't really worried about Rhinos just killing me, which is historically Abzan or Jeskai token's worst matchup.
Well, you're already on a good run now.
Got 3.
We got 3, so we got 1 more, and then we're going to go into Legacy.
I'm happy. I'm excited, man. I've been working on Legacy. I have not been doing that bad in that format lately.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. So
thank you.
Thanks for taking the time to side us in here from the sideboard. I appreciate it. Stay tuned for more of the invitational action here in Richmond.